Hi, I'm Chris Luck, founder of Alphapreneur.com, the social network for entrepreneurs, and I want to welcome you to the official third Free Coaching Friday session. Now, if you are not yet subscribed to the Alphapreneur YouTube channel, I recommend that you go ahead and hit the subscribe button because that is going to allow you to be able to get notifications whenever we do these free coaching sessions. And also, if you go take a look at all the previous live streams, then you're going to, see everything that we do here at Alphapreneur is to really be designed to help you start a business and grow a business, especially through these uncertain times that we're going through right now. So for this Free Coaching Friday session, what I want to do is start off with today's agenda. And with today's agenda, we're going to get into the Alphapreneur updates for this week because there's been a lot of new updates inside of Alphapreneur. And then also what I'm going to do for Alphapreneur members. We're going to talk about the live stream schedule for next week. I'm going to do live Q&A. And then we're going to get into the winner announcement. So if you do have some questions, just hold your questions for a second in the live chat until I get through to where we are to the live coaching Q&A, because I don't want you to post your question now and then I don't answer it just right this second. I want to wait till we get to the live Q&A part. So make sure that you go ahead and, again, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already, so that way you get access to all of these upcoming Free Coaching Friday sessions that are all about you. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. So the first thing is with the Alphapreneur updates. If you go into alphapreneur.com, the members area, so that, again, for those of you who don't know, Alphapreneur is the social network for entrepreneurs. It's the first and only social network for entrepreneurs. And there is a new section. Well, first, when you go in, I've noticed that members in Alphapreneur are not really taking advantage of the news section. And I can see this because of just the activity of, like, when people log in, I can kind of see what pages and what sections and what categories are more popular than others. So the news section is something that I'm always adding to on a daily basis. And this is news. I read dozens and dozens and dozens of different tech blogs and entrepreneur blogs and, just everywhere from, just startup blogs, like just one-man shows, to the Financial Times and Wall Street Journal and Forbes and all that. And when I find things that are really interesting that are going to speak directly to you as an entrepreneur, then I put them inside of Alphapreneur. And with these, there are no ads. There is no, these articles aren't written because it was a sponsored article. It wasn't an article that's designed to get you to go buy something. These are just completely, just from scratch articles that are just, there's no fluff, there's no filler. It just gets straight down to what it is that the news topic is about. So definitely keep an eye on the news section. I recommend at least coming here once a day, so that way you can just kind of stay up on, news that's going on around the world as it is going to pertain to you, with really, staying focused in things that is going on around the world that you can maybe even apply to really grow your business. So make sure that you go to the news section if you've not done so already. The new section that I just added, and I added this the other day, is called live streams. So if you click on live streams inside of the members area, inside Alphapreneur, you're going to see all of the live streams that are on the calendar. Now you can see I started my very first live stream on April 6th, and it's insane to look at this and think that I've already done 3 weeks of live streams, because it feels like just yesterday that I remember every emotion and feeling and tingle in my fingernails when I went live on April 6th, and I was just absolutely terrified with live streaming and being on camera. And, I was afraid of what people thought of me and what they're going to think of, like, the training session and all of that. So crazy to think that's been 3 weeks. But if you come here and take a look inside the members area, you go to the live streams section at the very top, then you're going to, when you see all the previous live streams, you're going to see the titles of them. But then when you also click on, let's say, 11 Secrets to Stay Healthy While Working from Home, it's going to take you directly to that inside of Alphapreneur. So then you can just watch the live stream right inside of Alphapreneur, because that has always been my goal and my mission for you with Alphapreneur, is to really make it your one-stop shop for everything that you possibly need with really starting and growing your business. So I'm taking all the live streams, instead of telling you to go to my YouTube channel and go to the live stream playlist and then click on this. You don't have to do any of that. You can actually just go now into Alphapreneur and then go to the live streams calendar, and then you can see all the previous live streams. Now, moving forward, the next thing on today's agenda is the live stream schedule for next week. So if you come down here, you'll notice next week's live streams are not here yet. And that is because I'm working on the titles. And before, just so you know, all the previous live streams that I've done, when I finished a live stream, let's say on Monday, about how to make money with how to make money on Pinterest with ads, I did not know what Wednesday's live stream was going to be until like when I was done with Tuesday's live stream, like, because I would ask people like on the live stream, like, what would you want tomorrow to be? And then on Wednesday, I'd be like, what do you want Thursday to be? Well, that was really unstructured, and it kind of really stressed me out because I did not know, what the whole week is going to, have in store in terms of the topics. So what I'm going to do this week or this weekend is I'm going to plan out next week's live streams, and I'm going to put them all in here. So what you're going to be able to do as a member of Alphapreneur is you're going to see all the titles and what days are going to be on what topics. So then that way, if there's a topic that maybe, it doesn't really pertain to what you're doing right now, that's fine. I still hope you show up live so you can be in the live chat and, have a chance to win a lifetime membership to Alphapreneur and all of that. But you can at least, in full transparency, see what's going on with what's coming up. And then when a live stream is over, you're going to be able to go back and click on one of the ones that have been done so you can see the recording that is there. So anyway, I hope you guys like that, because it was a mess to try to figure out this calendar program, because this calendar program for Alphapreneur looks very simple, just at the side of it from the front end, but the back end of it was just an absolute mess to try to get this figured out. And then eventually, fast forward 2 years from now, and then there's so many live streams in here, like 2 years worth of live streams, you're actually going to be able to not only search the events here, but you're going to be able to use the global search within Alphapreneur, and you can search for, Pinterest. And then here, I'll just show you. If you typed in Pinterest, and then if you just went ahead and searched for that, you're going to see all of the results going on inside of Alphapreneur about Pinterest. So you're going to see blog posts, which are all the articles that I post. You're going to see communicate, like what kind of groups are about the topic. You're going to see activity, just people that have done status updates and anything inside of Alphapreneur about the keyword you put in. You're going to see activity comments people have made. You're going to see lessons that are related to courses about Pinterest, and you're going to see events. Now, the events is the live stream events. So you can click on events, and then you can actually see, it's not showing images because I didn't upload thumbnail images for them, but I will, because now that I've seen this, this is the first time I actually did a live demo of this. So now that I see this, I know when I'm done here, I need to go back and put thumbnail images in. So, but yeah, so everything is, and that's the beauty of Alphapreneur, is everything is this massive, massive, massive database for entrepreneurs that is just every day. And, for every post and every comment that's ever made inside of Alphapreneur, it's all searchable. So, fast forward again, 2-3 years from now, the sheer value of Alphapreneur is going to be, absolutely, unprecedented and just untouchable. So anyway, that's what's going on with the updates. Oh, one more update too for this week is that would you all, and I want to ask you live on why we're here on this live stream, would you like me on Friday, like today, would you like me to send you an email that has like a weekly digest of just all the titles of topics and cool stuff that was posted in Alphapreneur for that week? I was doing it daily in the beginning, and it was too much on my end. It was like a full-time job just to get in and find really cool stuff and then do daily digests every single day. I would need like a team of people to do that I don't have right now. So if I can myself do a weekly digest, would you like a weekly digest, like an email? And if not, just be honest, just say no, I don't need a weekly digest, because then I won't take the time to do a weekly digest if you don't need them. So if you do, just let me know in the chat. I'm going to take a quick sip of my coffee. And I know, like a weekly digest, if I was a member, it would be helpful. So that's why I ask. So let me take a look here, and it looks like we have June says yes. We have the Gaming Pro, which the Gaming Pro, are you new here? If you are, let me know what your name is, because I always like to call people out by name, and I like to get to know you. And I like to see a name with a face. So if you can even upload a photo, that'd be cool. So the Gaming Pro says yes. Jeff says yes. Ike says yes, and it looks like Ike, you might be new here as well. Lifestyle and Air, it looks like you might be new here as well. And I'm going to talk for the Q&A section. I will talk about membership method as well, because this is all about you. Anybody that's here live, any questions you have about anything, I will answer them. These aren't just Q&A just about Alphapreneur. This is Q&A about anything that you guys have. So Kat O'Connor says yes. Thomas says yes. Amy says yes. The magnitude of this is mind-blowing. I'm so glad I'm here at the beginning. Yeah, we're just getting started. Blanche says yes. Keith says yes. You better not die of the COVID-19 because we'd be mad at you. Who said that? Steve? Just joking, not kidding. Yeah, I don't want to get it either. Ronald, by the way, I know Ronald's name used to be Wealthy Takeover because I recognize your icon. So thank you for updating your name so we can see you here in the live chat. Good. So it looks like everyone says yes. You would like a weekly digest email. So keep an eye out for about an hour after this live stream. Keep an eye out for an email because I will put together the first weekly digest email, and I just keep an eye out for every Friday. For every Friday afternoon after the Free Coaching Friday sessions, I will do those weekly digest emails and send those out. So that's the updates, and then that's the live stream schedule for next week. Keep an eye out on the calendar for this weekend so you can actually see that full on schedule. And also, just so you know, how the schedule works is that when you go here and then you're going to see the titles for, all the live streams for next week. When you click on those, you're not going to see any videos, or you can't set reminders for those yet, because with YouTube, I can only schedule one live stream in advance at a time, I believe. So as I'm able to schedule live streams in advance, then I'll go in and update the actual entries on the calendar with direct links to those. But for now, I am going to put all the titles in there so you just know what's coming. So that is, that's everything that I have for all of you for the updates for this week. So now we're going to get into live coaching Q&A. Now, there are 2 questions that came in ahead of time, and I need to find them. You know what? I know they were on my phone because my lovely support director, Michelle, sent them to me, and I was going, because she didn't know how to answer the questions, so I told her I would answer them live. So let me go ahead and answer these live, and then I'll answer all the questions that are coming in live here. So the first one is from Bob Moore. He says, quick question. How do you strip the image from the YouTube video to be able to use it as a thumbnail image in Canva? I can't seem to be able to just get the image in isolation. Thank you. Best regards, Bob Moore. So that's a good question, Bob, and I will show you how to do that. So what Bob's referring to is that if you want to and this works with any video, not just Alphapreneur videos, but like what Bob's referring to is like on Pinterest, on the Pinterest live streams, I was pulling the images from the YouTube videos, and I was using those as the top part of the pin design in the Canva template. So he's wondering, like, how do you get the thumbnails? So if you go to like the Alphapreneur's YouTube channel, and then you look at all these thumbnails, like if you wanted to repurpose and use these thumbnails in Pinterest, for instance, when you're trying to do a pin, then I will. Man, the sound apparently sounds horrible today. I'm sorry if someone said the sound sounds scratchy. Better now. I guess today is just the worst day in the world to be online because I've never had any live stream problems until today. So I do apologize for the scratchy sounds. So imagine you want to use like this. Let's not use a sad image of me. Let's use a happy image of Richard Branson. So you notice when you go to the video, which by the way, my intro that you saw in this live stream is on all these as well, which is pretty cool. But if notice, you can't see the thumbnail for this video. So what you need to do, and this is Bob Moore that asked this question, what you need to do is you need to go to Google and type in Facebook. And there might be another way to do this, but I'm just doing this right now. This is what I know how to do. So you would go to Facebook Debugger and you would click on the sharing debugger. And this is a tool by Facebook. So you would, oh, that is weird that the scratchy sound was when I was looking at my cell phone. That's actually really creepy. So I'm going to keep the cell phone away from the microphone. That's scary that what the cell phone can do. All right, so I'm going to post the YouTube video in the Facebook debugger. So I'm going to hit debug, and it's going to say this URL hasn't been shared on Facebook. So you just hit fetch new information. And then when you do this, it's going to pull in what it's going to pull in the image. And if it doesn't pull in the image right away, you're going to have to hit scrape again a few more times just so it pulls in the image. So, because what you're doing is you're sending the Facebook bots over to the YouTube image, the YouTube video, to find the thumbnail image. So now that you see this image, you notice you can't share this image. You can't like download this image. It's not clickable. However, if you come down, here's the image here is the image URL where it says OG:image. This is the full image thumbnail. Now, this is like super geeky stuff, but you wanted to know how to get thumbnails off of YouTube videos. This is how you do it. So you go to OG:image, and then you're going to copy that and then jump on over to just a new browser and post that in. And there is the image in its full resolution. So hopefully that was helpful, Bob Moore, as far as being able to find these images and for, repurposing. Just all I ask that you do, I'm grabbing my cell phone again, so let me not do that. So all I ask you do is I just showed you a really cool tip to pretty much extract the images of YouTube videos. Don't go copy all my YouTube thumbnails and then go try to create your own videos, because we will see that. And if we see that and then we track you down, you don't want to get nasty letters from our legal team, and you don't want us to be on the hunt for you. So don't use them in a bad way. But if you're using them to create a Pinterest pin so you can send traffic to our videos and we see that, that's fine. But just don't use them to try to, recreate one of our videos and copy our thumbnails for your own benefit. So anyway, hopefully that helped you there. So that was from Bob. So I'm just going to close out some tabs here, and I'm going to, let me find the other question that I had that Michelle passed along to me. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I'm just going to copy and paste this, and then I'll pull it up on the screen so we can all read this together, because I know this is a longer question, but that's fine. Longer questions mean longer answers. All right, so here's a question. This came in from Aofi, and this question said, "Hey, Captain Chris," I love the pirate flag, by the way, because I use the reference of we're all on like a pirate ship together, and we're an Alphapreneur family, or I like to even refer to us as the Alpha family. So he says, "Hey, Captain Chris, I hope you and your family are well. My family and I are doing awesome. Thanks for addressing my question yesterday about the YouTube videos. I happened to get called away just after I asked, so I couldn't respond when you wanted more info on what I meant. I was hoping to get advice on what's okay and what's not for getting content for making my own videos. So if, for example, I'm answering a question on Quora, I can link to my videos. I plan to compile some basic video editors. That part's okay. I'd love to embed in a frame and like to do as you do. I love how you have a tips list on the left as you go along, and I think you may have addressed this somewhere, but I can't remember. It must get on the top of my note taking to look that up. I'll just tell you what it is in a second. Basically, I'd like to make my own videos using snippets of how-tos and recognizable industry leaders for content that's already on the internet, much like how you've done, but I'm concerned about what's okay and what's not. I suppose it's not copyright that I'm asking about. I notice you have source credit in the videos. Is it okay to do that, or do I have to get approval directly from the source you got your content from? I appreciate you have oodles of questions. May not get to this Q&A or may not want to delve into it live. If you have any advice, I'd love to hear back. Thanks a million, Aofi. So Aofi, happy to help. And I see Aofi is here. So I'm glad that you're here live. And if I'm mispronouncing your name, by the way, let me know, because I'm just I don't like if anyone would mispronounce my name. So if I'm mispronouncing your name, let me know, and I'll make sure I say it the right way. So the way that I have the videos produced, I actually don't do those. I have a video team that does them, and I know that they use Adobe After Effects, which is some fancy editing tool. And I know that they said you could recreate what they do in iMovie if you're on a Mac. Me personally, the video, if I was doing them, the reason I'm not doing them is I don't have the time to make those compilation videos. So I figure, time is money, so I pay a team to do those for me. But if I was doing them myself, the video software that I would use is what I use for all of my video creation. And it's easy to use. If it's on if you're on a Mac, you would use ScreenFlow. So if you search for it's not ScreenFlow, ScreenFlow. If you search for ScreenFlow, you would find it's a video editing and recording software. So this is what I use right now. They're on ScreenFlow 9. I'm not even using ScreenFlow 9. I think I'm using like 7 point something. So I probably even need to update. But you can download a free trial, which is really good about it, to see if it's if that's what you want to use. If you're on a PC, then you would want to use Camtasia, and which is such a cool name, Camtasia by TechSmith. So you would go to techsmith.com. Well, you just go to Google and type in Camtasia, and it's a screen recorder and video editor. So those are the two. In 21 years of me doing stuff online, these are like, I started using Camtasia because I had a PC. Then when I switched over to a Mac, then everything I do is using ScreenFlow. So those are the two, and they both have free trials. So download whichever one you want to use. Looks like Eli that's in the chat here has said, he says he recommends AVS Video Editor, and it's not Aofi, it's IFA. Did I say that right? Like IFA? So it's not Aofi, is it IFA? Your name IFA Smith? If it is, I'll always say IFA. So, all right. So that was the two questions I had that came in a little early. So let me go ahead and go through I'm just going to jump over to, well, you know what? Because since I'm sharing my screen, I'm going to sit on Alphapreneur as I'm asking questions because I just like the thumbnail images and I think it's a nice visual to look at. So I'm going to leave it here while I'm going up to find questions. And give me a second because I'm scrolling up through the chat right now trying to find the questions that came in. And if you ask a question once, you don't have to ask it again, just because I'll find them. Luke says, what were you doing when you start out to make 10K a day, and what do you recommend doing in 2020 to achieve the same results? Could you show an example? Pretty pleased with Boson. So yeah, good question, Luke. So what I did back in the 10K a day days is not what I would recommend now, because I was young, I was dumb, I was in college and didn't know any better. And I thought doing stuff, that was kind of pushing the boundaries was interesting. So what I did was, at the time, MySpace was on fire. That MySpace was the thing. And I was doing some Googling to try to figure out how to get traffic online. That because being an affiliate marketer, the whole thing is you can have the best product in the world, but if you don't get traffic, then you're not going to get any customers. So I was typing all these different things about how to get traffic online, and a lot of things were talking about MySpace. Well, then, and I shouldn't even be revealing this, but whatever. So there is a site you can go to called Black Hat World. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing this today. I wouldn't do this today because now I got a family. I don't want to put anything at risk, and I want to sleep at night. It was really hard to sleep at night when I got started doing affiliate marketing online. But the Black Hat World is basically where you can learn all kinds of just really crazy underground type ways to get traffic online and get backlinks and game the search engines and all that kind of stuff. And at the time, Black Hat World, there was somebody on there that was talking about he had this software that allowed you to create MySpace profiles, and it thousands of MySpace profiles a day, and you could create MySpace profiles that were that had photos on them, that you could have posts that automatically post in the MySpace profiles. And what I did was I made thousands of MySpace profiles that were all these gamer profiles of people that were in the gaming world and PCs and all that kind of stuff, and custom building PCs. And I basically had them just these bots that were automatically posting status updates on MySpace, linking to my blog. So I was getting just a ton of traffic from just organically on MySpace going to my blogs from that. So that's how I actually got my start. It was super, that's very high level is what I did. I could spend 2 hours talking about the mechanics of it, but I don't even want to waste anyone's time because I wouldn't recommend doing that now. People are still doing that now with Facebook, believe it or not. Actually, with every social network, people are using bots and all that, and you can find all that stuff on Black Hat World. But I don't recommend it because it's just super like underground type stuff, and it would be equivalent to saying, okay, you want to make money? Do you want to build like a legitimate business, or do you want to like join the mafia and do mafia stuff? Like that's the polarization of then and now. So now, as far as like making, $10K a day, it's actually all you have to do now. Luckily, there's so much, like the internet is everyone uses the internet now. And like to give you an idea, like Zoom, for instance, before all this COVID-19 stuff, there was an average of 10 million users on Zoom. And 10 million Zoom users. Now, after the COVID-19, there's 300 million Zoom users. So like humanity is getting so much more comfortable with technology now. So they're using social media more. They're online more. They're watching YouTube videos. So back then it wasn't like that. But now, since if you really wanted to get to making like 10K a day, I recommend and if you don't have your own product or service and you want to promote other people's products or service, find a product or service that you can promote as an affiliate. Don't find a product or service that is just going to give you one link to go promote their sales page, because that's going to have a shelf life for maybe a couple months. It might work for a couple months, but then it's going to die out and all your ads aren't going to work anymore. And then you're going to have to start back over and find another product or service. So you need to find something that's constantly adding new content, that's constantly like, it's just a good product and service. And then really, like, instead of you going out into, I use the analogy here, if you're creating your own product and trying to get your own traffic, it would be like you're a fish going out into the ocean. And, so you have the ocean is the internet, and you're going out in the ocean and you're just a fish swimming around. But if you wanted to be an affiliate, you are, instead of being your own fish just swimming around in the ocean, and you could actually like find a whale that's already out there that is already doing everything right, and then you can just be a sucker fish. It kind of just sucks onto the side of the whale and goes for a ride. So I don't know if that's a good analogy or not, but that's what I would do, is like find one product or service you believe in, be an affiliate for that product or service, and just try out all kinds of different social networks, try out all kinds of different ways of marketing and promotions and traffic until you find something that works. When you find something that works, double down on it. Now with Alphapreneur, what I'm doing is I'm educating, the ambassadors, which are our affiliates, I'm educating them on like every possible way they could promote Alphapreneur. I'm not saying as an affiliate, go out there and like do every possible thing I teach you. I'm giving you all the tools to put in your toolbox, and it's just up to you or I'm giving you all the fishing poles to go fishing with. It's just up to you. Like, different poles are going to work for different people. Different platforms are going to work for different people. So it's, so you got to really experiment, and then do what I mention yesterday on yesterday's live stream. Pick one lake to go fishing in. Let's say, call it Pinterest. Go all in on Pinterest for a week straight. And then at the end of the week, like Monday through Friday. And then on Friday, check to see how things are going. And if on Friday you didn't make any sales, don't get bummed out about it. Just pause Pinterest, move on to LinkedIn, go all in on LinkedIn for a week. Did you make any sales? If you did or didn't, decide what you're gonna do next, and then just go all in on one platform. Like so to answer your question again, Luke, to go back when I was, back in 1999, I was all in on MySpace. So, and it just happened to work. So I just stayed on MySpace until it didn't work anymore. Sue says, can you include stats on Alphapreneur? How many new members and how many new trials? I keep all the numbers private, but we are in the high hundreds in Alphapreneur right now. And it's been up for like 2 months, I think. My goal for Alphapreneur by the end of the year is to be at 10,000 members. Lauren says, what's up with Ghost? Good question, Lauren. There's actually, I'm going to circle back to that to see if there's, because I know there might be a couple, I saw there's a question here, someone asking about an update with membership method. So I'm going to circle back to that question, Lauren, because it's going to all, it's all going to come together. Who says, what's that scratching sound? Yeah, that was my mic. Terry says, I'm working with LinkedIn and it seems that they have a threshold of 20 requests at a time. Is there a way to get more 20 groups at a time? No, I know Luke Henson was having that problem too. And I wasn't having that problem when I was doing LinkedIn a while back. So that must have just been some threshold they put in not too long ago. So yeah, unfortunately for what Terry's referring to is that joining groups. So if you want to join LinkedIn groups, you can only join about 20 at a time right now until you get approved or denied on them. And then, so yeah, that's what that was. Or that's what that was. That was, sorry, I was reading another question. Kat says, can my nickname really just be a nickname, or does it have to be your name? No, it can be whatever you want. Kat's referring to your nickname on ClickBank. So when you sign up on ClickBank to promote products as an affiliate, and Alphapreneur is on ClickBank right now, so that's what she's referring to. Your nickname can be anything. It could be, just a bunch of random numbers and digits if you want. Or you could be creative. Like one of my nicknames that I have just says Secure Page. Like that's my nickname, is like Secure Page. So then if anyone sees the nickname anywhere, they see the name or they see Secure Page. Like, it's just, you can make it whatever you want. Telly says, how do you get more followers on Pinterest and more eyes on your pins other than Pinterest ads? It's just Pinterest algorithm. You just got to play the game. You just start pinning, and when you start pinning, it's like people are going to find you through your pins. Like that's, I mean, that there's really there's no right rhyme or reason on how to get discovered on Pinterest. You just start pinning, and you can, if you want, you can use hashtags in your description, and you can put a couple hashtags in your description and people might find you that way as well. But based off of your title of your pin and your description of your pin, the words in your title and the words in your description is what's going to tell Pinterest to show your pin to people. And what Pinterest does with their algorithm is that they show your pin to like small batches of people at a time. And then if your pin is like, hot and people are like viewing your pin, they're clicking on your pin, then they'll slowly start like showing your pin to more people. So it's a really a numbers game. You want to try to show your pin, or you want to try to create as many pins as you can, because it'd be equivalent to just having, again, a lot of lines in the water. I'm just going through the chat, looking for the cues. Michelle says, can we make a suggestion? Is there a way for you to plan the live streams where you have related subjects so they can be consecutive? Sorry, question's late. I had to figure this chat out first. Yeah, and I'm glad you actually brought that up. So let me give you all like a little sneak peek about how I'm going to plan out these live streams. So moving forward, because again, I'm 3 weeks into this. I still have a lot to learn. There's a lot like today I was trying to do some fancy stuff and I broke everything. So I'm not going to try to do fancy stuff anymore. At least like I try to do today. But yeah, so I agree. I think your question's great, because I am with you. I feel like each week should be a themed week, is the way that I look at it. So when you go take a look at, and you go inside of Alphapreneur, and then you go to the calendar, when you see the pin, or not the pins, when you see my live stream titles for next week, you're going to see next week is going to be one whole theme. And then when that week starts and ends, then the next week will be a whole new theme. So every week is just going to be a theme, right? And the reason for that is that if we go over and take a look at my what do you call this? Google Sheets. I have done some live streams already, and I've already tried to lay the groundwork for this, but I'm just now starting to build out my structure, so to speak. So you can see, like I did a while back, I did a live stream called How to Do Keyword Research. Well, and then I have the URL for that. Well, I'm going to start creating playlists on my YouTube channel, and I want at least like 5 videos in that playlist, like 5 total videos. So I got How to Do Keyword Research, so now I need 4 more. Okay, so imagine, let's say this shouldn't be Twitter marketing. This should be keyword research. So 1 week that I will have, I've already got How to Do Keyword Research. I've already recorded that live stream. So now I need to do 4 more videos. So this next video could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday is always Free Coaching Friday. So I've already got like the foundation for a bunch of playlists. So I've got keyword research, I've got Quora, I've got Facebook marketing, I've got YouTube marketing, I've got LinkedIn marketing, I've got Twitter marketing, I've got Pinterest marketing. And you can see even for Twitter, I did one live stream, then I did another live stream about truth about Twitter ads. So I've got 2 done for that. And every playlist, I just want to have 5 videos in the playlist. I don't want to have any more than 5. I've done a lot of research on YouTube and how many videos I have in a playlist and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to stick with 5 videos in a playlist. So every week I'm going to essentially go through here, at least for the next couple months, or probably, month and a half. I'm going to go through and then have like 1 week will be about keyword research, 1 week will be about core, 1 week will be about Facebook, and I'll be building up these playlists. And what's going to work for all of you is that if you ever do want to share any of these videos, I'm gonna cross link all these videos together. So when someone's watching one of these videos and then they're really getting into, let's say, how to do keyword research in 2020, and they see the next video on the playlist is, the next video on the playlist with Alphapreneur, they're going to watch the next one and the next one. They're going to binge on these like micro playlists. It would be like binging on a season of something in Netflix. And the reason for this and why we want people to binge, both on my end and your end, if you're going to share these videos as an ambassador, is that every video is just going to get them. They're going to sink their teeth deeper and deeper and deeper into the Alphapreneur brand, where they'll eventually end up joining Alphapreneur, hopefully. And then, so it's going to help everybody. So that's how I'm going to be moving forward with doing the live streams and theming them out, like we mentioned. Or like I just mentioned. Blanche says, I have about 12 more questions that I've been putting together after being unable to get through via email. May I drip them one by one or copy and paste them all in bulk? Man, well, and just so you know, like, I'm going to be here for about 30 more minutes and then I'm going to leave. So I can't sit here like all day to answer questions. So if I don't get, I recommend just posting them one at a time. But if you have a question that's not answered, always just go into Alphapreneur and then just log in, and then where you can like write a post and write your question like in Alphapreneur, and then I'll answer your question inside Alphapreneur. So if you feel like your question didn't get answered, that's fine. You can just post it in Alphapreneur and then I can answer it in there for you. Sue says, Blanche, each post in chat's limited to 200 characters. So yeah, just do one at a time. David says, Chris, is there any specific niche you would advise for being an affiliate to promote besides Alphapreneur or another? What would be considered the most popular? Yeah, health, like weight loss would be a big one. Reason being is, everyone's always looking to lose weight. So that's a niche that'll never go away. And anything that's related to, really, there's really like three big categories that you can go into that would be a specific niche to promote products as an affiliate. Anything in the health space, anything in the wealth space, and anything in the relationship space. So anything about health, losing weight, diet plans, the new keto stuff, paleo, that kind of stuff, anything related to that's going to be good. Wealth, anything about making money or saving money is going to be good. And then relationships, anything, about marriage and, finding, a significant other and that kind of stuff is going to be good. So just stay in those. Don't get like in obscure niches like gaming or stuff like that. Like stick with health, wealth, or relationships, and you would be good. Carlton says, your emails inviting us to the meeting is always wrong. It says 2 p.m. Sorry, I thought I said 2. I have really bad. I make a lot of bad spelling mistakes whenever I write my emails, because I just write them and then I read it maybe a couple times, then I hit send. So I do apologize, but it's always 1 p.m. Central, but 2 p.m. Eastern. So the last email I might have said 2 p.m. I think I changed it to 2 p.m. I want to say 2 p.m. Eastern because I think more people relate to Eastern time more than they do Central time. So that was just in the last email. So I do apologize for that mess up. Just going through the chat, trying to find some more questions. You all are really active in the chat. That is awesome. I'm glad it looks like you're all helping answer each other's questions, which is really good. David, actually, I'm gonna size this down a little bit. I've noticed that these are the bigger questions come in. It kind of takes over the screen. So let me just try to. There we go. So David says, would it be unethical to use a pin I believe would generate views, but clarify that it leads to a video? The video being an Alphapreneur post, of course, a pin would be congruent to the content. No, that's actually what I taught in like the Pinterest training, was to do a pin that says you're leading to a video. like a YouTube video, and that YouTube video is on if you lead people to an Alphapreneur post, that YouTube video is embedded on an Alphapreneur post because of tracking and all that kind of stuff. So, and it's a YouTube video. So as long as you say it's a YouTube video, and you're sending them somewhere that is a YouTube video, you would be just fine. Luke says, do you have any stats for like rules of thumb, like get X clicks but no sales? No, I don't, because I've tried to get really granular with tracking like that. Like how, if I get this many, I don't track any of that kind of stuff. The way I track is like time spent and how much money did I make. And I do it in week sprints. So when I decide I'm going to do something or promote something, I do it for a solid week. And then I don't like lose sleep and get granular over data. I just promote hard for a week, or go all in on one thing for a week, and then evaluate on Friday, the end of the day on Friday, like how did the week go? And if I don't like how things went, then I'll just scrap that whole thing, take it as a learning experience, and then the next week I go do something else. And then I just keep doing that until I find something that hits hard. And then when something hits hard for a week and it's like, man, like whatever your metric it is, how many signups you got, how many sales you got, whatever that metric is, when I'm happy with it, then I go all in on that. I won't do anything else, and I'll go all in on that one strategy, and I'll do that week after week after week after week until I'm not happy with the results anymore. If I see the results are starting to like die out, then I know that I maxed out that opportunity, then I move on to the next thing. So that's kind of how I do things. I do things in sprints. I don't just dabble in a bunch of different things all at one time. I go all in on one thing. Like right now, I'm all in on YouTube. That's all I'm doing with Alphapreneur. I'm showing up live every single day of the week, doing live streams. I'm uploading videos to YouTube. Everything that I'm doing is YouTube, because that's what I'm doing. That's my run right now, and it's working really well. So I'm going all in on YouTube for a very long time, because if I for instance, you can use this, you can use what I'm talking about with all kinds of different scenarios. Like with YouTube, like a lot of people say, well, why don't you use this software that allows you to restream, and you can restream to YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn and all these things at one time. You can be everywhere. It's like, I don't want to be everywhere, because I would not know what places are working. I wouldn't know if I was restreamed everywhere. I wouldn't know. Yeah, I might be getting more signups at the end of the week than if I just focused on YouTube, but I wouldn't know where they're coming from, and there's really no way to track that. So, and people that are watching my videos, I wouldn't know, like Facebook has their lingo, like give me a like or a thumbs up, or I don't even know what their lingo is, but because I don't really use Facebook, but you get the idea. Like YouTube is different. Like I can't say if I simul streamed everywhere or restreamed all the places, and I said subscribe to my channel, but then that's streaming on 5 other places, it's not going to make sense to the people watching on Facebook. So the analogy of going all in on one thing in one platform or one strategy or one technique, do it for a week, and then evaluate the end of the week, and then move on to the next week, and just go week by week. Don't try to do it for a month or anything like that. Just do it for a week, and then it makes every week interesting. David says, do we use supplied thumbnails? This is regarding your other question you asked. You can use whatever thumbnails you want. You could use mine, or you could make up your own, whatever you like. eMarket Ocean looks like he's new here. I haven't recognized eMarket Ocean before. So eMarket Ocean says, hello guys, and hello eMarket Ocean. Thanks for being here. Let us know what your name is. Steve says, who's your favorite football team? The Bears? Thanks for asking a question that's not business related. That's like refreshing to see questions like that. Like, what are you drinking today? Or like what, that kind of stuff. My favorite football team is the one that's winning. It's always the one that's winning. No, I'm just kidding. It's always the underdog. But actually, to be honest, I live closer to St. Louis than I do St. Louis, Missouri. I live closer to St. Louis, Missouri than I do Chicago. So by geographic location, I was always a big fan of the Rams. The first football game I ever went to, my dad took me to the inaugural opening of like the home opener of the Rams when they came to St. Louis, and I was all in on the Rams. Now that the Rams moved to LA, I still kind of watch them because I feel like they're a St. Louis team, even though they're not. So what I do though, actually with football is, my wife, I don't know if she hates it or not, but it's, so FanDuel, I have this app on the iPhone, and I get in, I do this little, football pool every week with my friends. I don't do fantasy football because I don't want to try to figure things out for the whole season. But FanDuel, I just start a little pool every week, and then I watch NFL Red Zone every Sunday, where I can see like just all the teams that are in the 10-yard or less, 10 yards or to the end zone. So it's just 8 hours of football every Sunday. That's just all out action and touchdowns. And so I do that. And then I watch FanDuel and drink my IPAs. Okay. James said, checking on MMM3's update status. Yeah. At the very end of this, cause I know there's a lot of random kind of questions sprinkled around about the status of membership method. So I will end this live coaching session by sharing with you the update of membership method 3 and where that is, where that's headed going into next week. Blanche says, I was trying to post on Alphapreneur, but I can't seem to find where to post them. Can you please guide me or doing a screen share? Yeah. So, for Alphapreneur, you have to log in as a member to Alphapreneur. So what you would do there is you would go to alphapreneur.com and then you click on the little guy on the top right, and it'll take you to where you can join us, which will take you to the sign up page, or you sign in. When you click on sign in, it'll take you to where you sign in. So if you're already signed in, it'll just take you directly into Alphapreneur. But if not, you have to put in your username and password. And once you're signed in, this is like the activity feed. So this is like your home base for Alphapreneur. That's equivalent to like if you're logged into any other social network and you're looking at a news feed. So here, just put in your question right here, and then you can even mention me if you'd like, so I see it. But I'm in Alphapreneur all day, so I'm always answering questions and sharing things and all that kind of stuff. So this is where I live, and this is my business is Alphapreneur. So I'm in here. So any questions you want to ask, any questions you might have that might be longer, and this goes for anybody, I recommend asking them in Alphapreneur even overdoing the free coaching Friday, because I can because not only can I ask them in like great length, but then everything is being searched. Everything can be searched in Alphapreneur. So as I'm taking time to answer your question, then all of that is then getting archived in the database to where when then people are searching, people can see that. Looks like Stephanie just updated her profile. So, okay. Michelle says, I love the look of these videos. Would it be presumptuous to ask if you could teach us how to do our YouTube videos or live chats like this? It looks so cool. Yeah, if people want to learn this, I'm curious, like how many of you would be interested in live streaming? If a lot of you would be interested in live streaming, I can make an entire week dedicated to how to do all of this stuff. And I can show you the software I use. I can show you how to create the template that I like, the template where you see me in a picture-in-picture, and there's a white frame around me. And then there's below me there, it shows you what, to join us. And then I'm putting the comments at the bottom, and I can teach you all that. I use a Mac, so I could only teach you on how I do it on a Mac, and the software I use and all that, but I can make a whole week dedicated to that. That's no problem if there's enough interest in it. Brett says, the morning after the addicting Twitter live stream, I followed the recommendations. I put a lot of fishing lines in the Twitter lake, and my account was suspended that day. Any suggestions? Curious, Brett, go into Alphapreneur, and like I was just talking to Blanche about how to post questions in Alphapreneur. Just post that in Alphapreneur and be a little more specific, because it's hard for me to when someone posts a question that I have to then ask you to give me more specifics, because then there's a lot of questions in between me trying to have a one-on-one conversation with you. Whereas inside of Alphapreneur in the members area, we can have like a comment thread going to where I can like troubleshoot what might have happened and then how to fix it. So definitely post that in Alphapreneur so we can go back and forth, and then I can help you out. Sue says, post it in the activity feed. Yep. Thomas says, should we be gearing the ads towards a certain audience? For example, on Facebook, I select entrepreneur groups, Pinterest towards redoing an ad for a certain audience. So the ads, it's if you're trying to decide what quote unquote lake, I'm gonna take another sip of my coffee. I keep forgetting about my coffee. That's what I love about these Yeti mugs. This coffee I made like an hour ago, and it's piping hot. So first off, what I recommend doing is deciding on what lake you want to go fishing in. Are you going to do Facebook, or are you going to do Pinterest? Then focus on going all in on that again for a week. So if you are in the process of trying to decide do Pinterest, just for what you saw with the Pinterest live streams, the 2 live streams I've done, the one about Pinterest and the one about Pinterest ads, those are the reasons why I'd go all in on Pinterest. Now, what I would do as far as if you're going to run ads for your Pinterest, or if you're going to run ads for your pins, each pin is going to be different. Like your keywords are going to be different for each pin. So you can't really just copy and paste one group of keywords for all the pins. They're going to be different each time. So make sure that you carefully. It would be like tying on a fishing lure. Everything I do is fishing related. If it would be like when you're creating your pin and you're doing your keywords, it's like you're tying the lure. So you got to be careful. Every lure that you throw out into the ocean or the water, you got to tie properly. So doing that, make sure you pick the right keywords and all that. Luke says, for paid ads, what ROI do you start aggressively scaling? Apologizing for hawking at Chris, everyone. Yeah, so for paid ads, again, I don't look at it on a campaign level on like a per day, or if I'm going to spend $100 today, how much should I make at the end of the day? I look at it on a per week basis. If I'm going to commit to spending, let's say $100 for the week, then I drip it out, across all the days. And then at the end of the week, if I just made more than I spent, I will start slowly scaling. When I say, now you're all going to realize really quickly, the way that I do my business and run my businesses is so basic and simple. And that's by design. I do not like to, I tried doing the whole stressing out over KPIs and understanding what a CPA is, a CPM, a CPL, all that stuff. And then figuring all out, all the metrics and tracking it all with software and using wicked reports and like all that. I used to do all that stuff and it was a nightmare. And I felt like I was spending more time looking at numbers than I was on actually helping people. So I got rid of doing all that about a couple years ago. And then now I just focus on creating stuff that truly helps people. And when I'm promoting stuff, making sure I'm doing it in a way that's truly helping people. And then to answer your question, long story short, is if I'm going to spend $100 next week, I'm going to commit to $100 throughout the week. I'll drip it throughout every day of the week. So it's even, depending on what days you're going to start and stop. Then at the end of the week, I'm going to look to see how much I made, whether I'm promoting my own product or somebody else's product as an affiliate. If I made $120, now let's say if I made $101, I probably wouldn't scale it. I might try a different campaign, stay in the same place, like stay on Facebook or stay on Pinterest, but I might try something a little different. And then to see if I can just get it to where, I don't know, like $120 instead of on $100 spend. Then the next week, then I'll go to $150. Do I make a little more? If I did, in week 3, I'll go to $200. Do I make a little more? And this is all different depending on your budget. You could do this with $10 now or $44. So if you're going to, let's say, promote Alphapreneur, know that every sale that you get with Alphapreneur, you're going to make $44 per month for anyone that signs up. So if you want to spend $44 in 1 week in advertising, at the end of the week, did you make one sale? If you did, then spend $44. No, you're going to get that $44 recurring every week. Or every month. So then next week, do what you did again, maybe bump up the ad spend a little and see if you can get a couple more sales. If you got 2 sales on $44 in ad spend, then you're already doubling your money. So that's hopefully that's the way to look at it. I don't do all kinds of stuff that other people do with regards to, tracking and all that. Blanche says, how can we access the older previous resources posted by members on the previous Alphapreneur forum, such as books and videos Magnus shared? Yeah, that's that platform is still online. So if you have a login booked, you can still log in there. Nothing new is being posted, but I didn't close it down. Send an email to support. I don't remember the URL at the top of my head because we had to move it. But send an email to support@alphapreneur.com and Michelle can help you get to that information if you need it. Blanche says, is there a specific thumbnail video? In the specific thumbnail video you showed us, which face would you prioritize over the other for Pinterest pin? It doesn't matter. So what Blanche is referring to is that I was showing when you're doing thumbnail videos, if you go to, so I mentioned when you take one of these thumbnails, like this one right here of these, 2 girls, one's kind of serious and one's laughing. You can't squeeze that whole thumbnail into the width of a Pinterest pin. So you got to almost cut this thumbnail in half. So she's saying when there's two people, which one do you choose? It's just personal preference. Whichever one looks cooler on the pen. I like to do things that have emotion. So I would actually, if I had to choose, we'll just do this live so I can just kind of show you, so you can like get a peek into my brain about how I do things. So for this one, I would choose this girl with her mouth open and just kind of talking, because it's different and it doesn't look like stock photography. The one on the right, I want to get a person or a picture of someone laughing, but if I choose between the two, I choose the one on the left. The ones with the single person, like one person, then it's obvious you want to kind of get in on that one person. So this one right here, between Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk, I would choose Elon Musk because it looks weird. So this one between the ant or Ramit, I would choose Ramit. This one right here, Eric Thomas, it looks like he's kind of about to box someone, or it looks like he's about to throw down on someone. I would probably do the one where it looks like he's about to box someone, because it's like, is he about to box someone or is he scared? Like it makes you wonder. This one right here where it's Gary looking over his shoulder and this guy looking down at his wallet, I would do the guy looking down at his wallet. That would be a really close match though. This one right here, again, Elon with the weird face, or Oprah, I would do Elon with the weird face, but then this guy, that's looking kind of creepy from Stranger Things in the middle, I'd have like part of his face. So that's how I choose images for coming up with thumbnail stuff. Steve said, would it make sense for you to do a Chris's favorite things live stream, like tools? Man, I would love to do that. That would actually be a fun live stream. Don't know when I'd really fit it in, like on the schedule, if I'm going to stick to a specific schedule. Maybe if 1 week all I had every day was different, like that could be a good idea. 1 week could all be about like favorite tools and software, but then each day is theme. Like Monday could be keyword research tools and keyword research tools. Tuesday could be like spy tools, like competitive intelligence tools. The next day could be graphic design type tools. So yeah, that's actually a good idea. I'm gonna make a note of that, because that could be really helpful for a lot of people. So let's just add 10 more rows, and I'll say here, we'll name this one marketing tools. And then I'll just have to come up with some of them. But yeah, I'll have a whole week dedicated to different tools, and that could be that could be a lot of fun. That could be really helpful and a lot of fun for a lot of people. Blanche says, we had a lounge forum space meeting place in former Alphapreneur. Yeah, so just contact support at alphapreneur.com and we can get you taken care of. Blanche says, could we have a page on Alphapreneur where we can post professional asks and offer, like I could offer website design? Yes, that is coming. That is, I'm having my developers work on like a whole job board. So you could actually post inside of Alphapreneur, and then this is going to happen really soon, like in the next couple weeks. Like we're really close to finishing this right now. But you're going to be able to go into Alphapreneur, and there's going to be a new thing up at the top called jobs. And then you could actually post looking for jobs. And then people that have services that are like freelancers that have jobs to offer, it can work both ways. So yeah, that is, I wasn't going to tell anybody about that until we're almost there. So I'm glad you actually asked that question, Blanche, because that is on the horizon. The big thing that was just done recently was the whole calendar feature, and then just having this work, how like beautifully and seamlessly that this calendar feature works, where you can like integrate with your Google Calendar and iCal and all that, and you can even have conversations on the events. Like that was a big thing that we did. So now actually what the developers are working on right now is the job board. So yeah, I was safe in that. So that was a little peek into the future of what's coming. Blanche has a lot of questions. She's copied and pasted. So if you had other questions, I will get to them. I'm going down the questions in chronological order. Blanche says, will you be making videos for older posts in black and white? No, I'm actually going to take the older posts and then freshen them up with videos, like making them videos. And I will be updating the style of the content. So for those of you that are wondering what Blanche is talking about, if you go to like the motivation section, the beginning of Alphapreneur, the first, all the initial posts were all like just everything was black and white. And then now you can tell my newer stuff because now it's a blend of black and white and not. So yeah, I'm actually going to go through the old posts and like fresh them up. If that's what you're referring to. Shireen, do you follow Ben Greenfield's longevity blueprint as well? I do not. I would like to know about that though. If you have any good information about that, tell me about it. Just getting through the Q&A. Helena says, how do you connect with fellow Alphapreneurs? So there is, right now I have it to where you can just, when people are talking or people are engaging and all that, you can search for people's names, first of all. So for instance, let's say David Stafford Jones, I know, or let's just take Stephanie Roberts. You could actually, if you see someone posting, you can click on their name and it will take you directly to their profile. And then from here, you can connect with them. You can follow them. You can message them. And yeah, and then you can kind of see what's going on, like their timeline, their connections they have. Now, let's say Sue Doc Ross is in here. So if you wanted to just search for someone, I haven't tried this yet, so I don't know if it's going to work. So we'll try Sue Doc Ross. Sorry, it's all caps. And we're going to see if it'll just find her. And it looks like it won't find the person's profile, but if anyone tagged that person, you're going to see that activity. So not a profile search. One of the future updates is there will be a members directory where everyone, you can actually like see the members directory. That's just not ready yet because we're working on the job board at the moment. Michelle says, you may not remember, I asked an Alphapreneur suggestions for a computer. Mine's terrible. What kind of Mac do you have? Good question. I have two different computers. I use an iMac Pro. It's not, I don't recommend it though. It's overkill. But I'm a nerd when it comes to computers. So I have an overpowered computer. I have an iMac Pro, and then I also have a MacBook Pro, that I use. If I was to get a new computer, I would get a Mac just because I'm a Mac guy. And I'll just tell you right now, let me just give you a little. Imagine I just put on my Apple outfit and I'm whatever they call them, the people that float around the Apple stores. So let's just role play for a second. So Michelle, you're looking for a computer. Yours is terrible, I hear. What kind of Mac do I have? I've got overpowered ones. I don't recommend buying any of mine because you don't need to unless you're probably going to be getting into filmmaking, which most people are not. If you are looking for a desktop, Michelle, I actually would not recommend buying an iMac at this moment. However, I would recommend buying an iMac, just not right this moment. Reason being is iMac, it has been like 412 days or something like that since the iMac has been updated. And the average update cycle for an iMac is around 360 days. And so it's due for an update. So there's an update coming for the iMac. And there is rumors that the iMac is actually going to be completely redesigned and kind of rebuilt. So I would hold on, if you want a desktop computer and an all-in-one computer, you would want an iMac, but you want to hold off on an iMac. Now, if you want to get a laptop computer, it depends on what you're doing. If you're going to be doing any type of video editing or anything that's going to require a lot of resources from your computer, then a MacBook Pro, a 16-inch, just came out. So that is like the top of the line and it has the newest components in it. That's what I personally have. So I would recommend maybe looking at that, but you don't have to spec it out where it's just maxed out to everything. I recommend getting something with at least 16 gigs of RAM. Doesn't really matter about the processor, just get at least 16 gigs of RAM. If you just do like basic internet stuff and you just love to watch Alphapreneur live streams and you're a big fan of Chris and you're on YouTube and you're in Alphapreneur and you're just, starting a business or growing a business, I would even recommend between the MacBook Air and MacBook Pro 13, I recommend the MacBook Air because again, with their update cycle, the MacBook Air is brand new as well. So they just made a lot of massive updates to the MacBook Air. So you're going to get the latest technology all in one nice platform. Now, if you're wondering, how do I know about these updates and release cycles? What I recommend doing, Michelle, is going to a place called Mac Rumors. And Mac Rumors is this place that tracks all kinds of stuff related to the Mac. So what you do is you go to Mac Rumors and you're going to click on Buyer's Guide at the top. And then here is going to show you, based off of the release cycles, when you should buy and when you should not buy a Mac. This also works with iPhones, iPads, all that. So for us, we're talking about a Mac. So you would click on a Mac, Michelle, and you can see, like I mentioned, a MacBook Air is green. It's green lighted right now. You should buy it if you're going to buy it because it just got updated. MacBook Pro, caution. However, again, if you want to get a MacBook Pro, the 16 inches came out. It's amazing, and it'll last you a long time. Like I mentioned, Michelle, the iMac you don't want to buy. You can see here it says don't buy. If you're wondering why, you click on it. You see, I wasn't too far off from the release cycle. It's been 402 days since the last release, but the average has been 383. So it is definitely due for an update. And there's a lot of really cool rumors about what's coming. And you can see all the recent rumors about what's coming with the new iMac. And they say it's also being a little bit delayed because of the COVID-19 and all of that. So hopefully, Michelle, you enjoyed your experience here at the Apple Store on the Alphapreneur's live stream channel. And I would appreciate a thumbs up. Thank you. I'm going to take a little sip of coffee and we're going to move on to the next question. Okay, next question. David says, how would you create a home environment so your spouse feels included in what you're doing rather than feel like you're neglecting them? This is not my problem, by the way. I would maybe do this. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. I saw the thumbs up came in after the Mac virtual tour. So David, this is a tough one. I honestly don't know the answer to this. If anyone has any really good relationship advice as far as like marriage advice and all that, thanks for another thumbs up came in. Please try to help David out for a friend because I don't know. The way that I do things is, again, I've been doing this stuff for 21 years. I've been with my wife for 17 years. We have been married for 14 years. And so she's been with me through all of this. And I just stick to a basics. My work schedule is just like a normal work schedule, but I'm working from home. Thanks for another thumbs up or a like. I need to find out what YouTube calls them. Are they likes? Thanks for the like. So I would just stick to just a basic work schedule and this is my advice. This is just what I do. I don't want to say this is advice for everybody, but I stick to a basic work schedule just as if I'm got a normal job. I'm going into the office. I'm going down to my, home office. I'm going into my, I'm going in, don't bother me. And I won't bother you. And then I'll come out for lunch every now and then. And then, and then if I get done early, I get done early. So, but then I don't really talk too much to her about business, just because I just keep it separate. It's unless there's something you want to mention every once in a while, like with my wife, we whenever things are going bad or like something's in my head about something, I'll kind of share it with her because she's there as like my support system, and then when things are good, I definitely celebrate that and let her know things are good right now, and it's constantly up and down. I've never just had like a high. I've never had one whole year where everything was great. Like my whole year, like 1 year is like that, like all year long. So it's not, it's constant push and pull with business. And I just try to not take that to the personal level, and share the ups and downs constantly with my wife. Just because she doesn't need to know that. As long as I'm supporting the family and things are good, things are good. Anyway, I'm horrible with relationship advice. So that I'll just stop there. It'll probably be better if I just shut my mouth. All right. Sue says, Chris, what Thomas is asking is if you change the format of the video post so the red join button is not below the fold or unseen on screen. Yeah. So the reason, if I made the join button above the fold, it wouldn't, there wouldn't be enough information in between the video and the red join button to get someone to want to join. If I just, for the sake of demonstration. So if I go to, what you're referring to is if I go to, let's say this video and someone's watching this video, the join us button is like down here instead of right below the video. That's because they need to read all this before they really want to take action on the join button. If I just put join us below the video, and this is like from a lot of years of experience is building membership sites to know about this little padding that you need. Like what I'm highlighting right here is like the golden part of the page where you really need to use that to sell somebody on becoming a member. So that's why it is below the fold. If you're just trying to get a lead and you don't care about selling, then yeah, absolutely put the button right below the video before people scroll, but you're not going to get a lot of sales out of that. Earlier when I asked about live streaming, it looks like there was some people said I'm very interested in live streaming. Steve says, have you been deep sea fishing yet? Yes, I have. I've been one time, and I went sail fishing and got a sailfish on my first time. So I loved it. My wife didn't love it so much. She got sick, so it wasn't the best trip for her. But it was incredible. I don't know if I could do it all the time. It's so expensive, and I'm very frugal. I'm not a big spender, and I did not like having to spend that much money. Robert, do you want to dial in on TikTok before you give advice? I'm curious, with there being a limit on how long a TikTok video would be a snippet of Alphapreneur videos. I'm experimenting with TikTok right now. I was actually big on TikTok when TikTok kind of got started. I was uploading videos every day for Alphapreneur, but then there's no way. It's really hard to monetize the videos to get people to click off of TikTok to go somewhere else, because you can only have a link in your profile, in your bio, but you can't have links on the video posts themselves. So I deleted all my TikTok videos to just start over. And I'm doing the same thing with Instagram. I had like 200 and something posts on Instagram, deleted them all because I want to start over with a new strategy. So I'm definitely working on it. Okay, I see a lot of people responding when I was talking about curiosity pictures, and yeah. Sue says, when you do the graphic design, can you show us how to add the stroke in Photoshop to your graphics? Yeah, super simple. I'm trying to think. I don't want to do it now because it would take a while to do a whole training on it, because, once I start teaching and training it, I kind of just run with it, and we'll be here for another hour. So I am going to make another note for a run of live streams for a week about Canva, because Canva is, I don't know if it'll be Canva or Photoshop or graphic design or what. You know what? I'm going to search real quick just because I'm curious. Hang on. I got a lot of tabs open and tabs bother me. So I'm going to close out a bunch of tabs for a second. Let's jump over to the YouTube, and I'm going to do come on. I'm going to do a keyword inspector search with vidIQ and type in Canva tutorial. I'm just curious, like what the landscape looks like. Is there a lot of search volume and low competition? And there is. There's a lot. So I will do a whole week about Canva, just because I know there's a lot of search volume and low competition, and there's a lot that I can teach. All the graphic design work that I do in Photoshop. It can be recreated so easily in Canva, and it would actually be easier for me to use Canva probably. But I geek out when I open up Photoshop. I feel like a kid again, just because I've used Photoshop since I pirated Photoshop back in the 90s. So yeah, I will do. It's going to be all about Canva and how to do thumbnails and all that. So Canva tutorials will be that playlist. And I'm going to ask you all some questions here in the end. I'm still just going through the chat in chronological order. So if some of these questions came in earlier, apologize if it's taking me a while to get to your question, but it's just a lot of questions coming in. Steve says, another idea, so I guarantee I get in for free question. Maybe you can interview some superstars of online marketing friends. I was thinking about that, doing interview series, but you know what? There's so many people out there that do all that, and I'm friends with a lot of the top interviewers out there. I love Andrew Warner, known him for years, and he's the best at it. And they've interviewed all the people I would interview have already been interviewed already. So I'm trying to do something totally different than what everyone else is doing. And no one is doing what I'm doing right now with these live streams. and staying consistent with it. And I'm loving it every single time I hit go live. So I'm going to keep doing what I enjoy, and interviews and all that with people. I thought about that early on with Alphapreneur, but then I realized that's what everyone else is doing, and I don't want to just be like everybody else. I want to be completely different. Lifestyle in Air says Apple computers are superior. Yes, they are. I believe so too. Ronald says you are good, Chris. I think all these were the things coming in when I was talking about the when I put my my Apple shirt on and did a little Apple thing. Question: remaining questions posted in feed. Not sure what you mean by that, Blanche. So I'm just going through the chat because I see a lot of the questions have been answered from others. And I'm caught up. Actually, here's the last question that was at the bottom of the chat. Why didn't you just start another account for Instagram and TikTok? Just curious. Just because I have the handle Alphapreneur, and I love that handle. So like if you search Alphapreneur anywhere, I've got the account. So I'm just going to rebuild the account from scratch. And I've got followers and all that from when I did do it in the beginning. In TikTok, I think I still have the videos up. I don't think I deleted them. If you go to tiktok.com/@Alphapreneur, you can see I've got 19,000 followers. And look at this. All these videos, I mean, these are the videos like you saw at the beginning when I totally messed up my sound and everything from playing a video. These are like little clips of those videos, but they are all on TikTok. And I mean, look at the views, like 4,000, 2,000, 13,000, 12,000, 4,800. And I didn't boost these. I didn't do any like black hat stuff. This is just me organically posting on TikTok to see if I would get views. I mean, yeah, I didn't get millions of views, but I got enough to make a difference. But the only thing I don't like is that I can tell people to go somewhere in my profile bio, but that's not even clickable. So until they update their interface to where you can include links in your videos or swipe ups or stuff like that, I will circle back to it. But TikTok is a beast of a platform. And you can see here, none of these videos have people in them. None of these videos have graphics. It's just text and my logo. And they got that many views. And the reason for that is I think it was because it's so unique and different than everything else that's out there. Oh, Blaine says I posted questions in the Alphapreneur feed. Good. So I'm going to jump in Alphapreneur here towards the end of my day, and I'll jump in and answer all the questions there. And we're going to jump. I saw questions that I skipped over earlier about membership method. I'm going to give you, how many of you, by the way, I'm curious, that are in here right now, how many of you are going, well, actually, before I ask that question, let me ask another question. Would you all like my series of videos, Thomas, I won't forget about membership method. For my videos that I'm going to do next week, would you all still show up live and like to see them if I did them all about Canva? Like every week would be a different tutorial about Canva, but then I would do live Q&A at the end showing you how we can do different things and all that. But every day of the week, like be graphic design type stuff, like how to do thumbnails, how to do Pinterest pins, because I feel like the last couple of weeks have been very like marketing related, and I don't want to burn you all out on just talking about marketing related stuff. So I could switch a little bit and just teach really cool graphic design stuff, which would be a lot of fun and would kind of change things up a lot. And let me take a look at the chat. Darren says, yes, I would love Canva. Doc, yes. Mackie, yes. Michelle, yes. Thomas, yes, Canva. I would love to learn more. Okay, good. So you know what? Next week is the week of Canva. I'm going to make that the priority. So what I'll do is I'll come up with titles today. I will come up with titles for Canva, and I will go in and I will create, if you go to the calendar of live streams inside of Alphapreneur in the members area, check back maybe tomorrow, because I don't know exactly when I'll have these up. So check back tomorrow and you will see titles of all of the live streams for next week. That'll all be related to Canva, and we'll have a lot of fun. And if you are serious and if you are like hardcore ambassador, which I know some of you are, because there's some of you that are in here right now that are sending like 10 plus new members into Alphapreneur every day. So I know there's some power players in here. Just so you know, next week with these Canva tutorials, those being on Alphapreneur, that like you saw when I was on YouTube, and this is why I got really excited for a second, because if I typed in Canva tutorial, there are so many searches that people are having about Canva, and the competition is so low. There's a massive window of opportunity where I could just kill it with Canva tutorials for entrepreneurs. In those tutorials, I guarantee if we jumped over to any place, we jumped over on Pinterest, we jumped over on Twitter, we jumped over on Quora, we jumped over on Facebook and searched for people looking for Canva stuff, there's probably a lot of people asking questions about Canva where you can jump in, and there's such high search volume and low competition, which means they're probably not seeing a lot of stuff out there. So then you'll have really good, amazing live streams to share with people, which would be more lines in the water to get people into Alphapreneur as an ambassador. So it'll be a lot of fun. I guarantee it. All right, man, the chat like blew up with Canva. There's a lot of you that said yes to Canva. So good. That's gonna be a lot of fun, because that's gonna be fun for me, because I'm like, I love graphic design, and I'll also do another week where I might do a week all about copywriting, just because I get a lot of questions about copywriting, and I like to talk about that stuff. So, last thing I want to cover. So we're done with the questions for now. If you have more questions, go into the members area inside of Alphapreneur and in the social network, and then post your questions in there. I'll continue answering them in there through the weekend. And then what I'm gonna do now is give everybody an update on Membership Method. I'm curious, before I do this is my last question to all of you. How many of you are like actively going through Membership Method right now, which is the last course that I'll ever create, but I'm still adding to it just because I like to, constantly update people on things that work. But how many of you are actively going through Membership Method? Just say me or something in the chat, because I'm just wondering, like, how much does this bleed over? How much does Alphapreneur like bleed over into Membership Method? Because if there's only like 2 of you, then I'm not going to change what I'm about to share with you, but I'm just wanting to make sure. Good. A lot of you. All right. So for those of you who are watching this, don't know what I'm talking about. Membership Method is a course that I had that I came out with a couple years ago. In 2018, I came out with Membership Method, and it's my method for how I build membership sites. And I've done over 25 million in revenue with membership sites since 2007. That's been my bread and butter for quite a while. And with that course in 2008, there was a strategy for Membership Method that I taught, which is how to build membership sites using Kajabi. And the reason I taught that is because that's how I was building membership sites for years, was using Kajabi. Well, Kajabi made a lot of updates and everything going towards the end of 2018, early 2019, that made it very difficult to build membership sites the way that I always build membership sites. So I had to pivot to a new platform. The platform that I pivoted to was actually a platform I started with a long time ago when I first started doing membership sites, which was WordPress. When I pivoted to WordPress, I didn't know how to do anything because there was a lot of plugins, there was a lot of coding, there was a lot of coding with themes. So I had a development team to build stuff for me. Well, that was then. Well, then when I knew I had to pivot from Kajabi, I'm like, well, crap. I have all these people that bought Membership Method and they were building their membership site on Kajabi. If they want to keep building a membership site, they need to pivot also. So I decided to make the second version of Membership Method called Membership Method 2 or MM2. And then that was pretty much me rebuilding the whole course from start to finish using WordPress and then using plugins. Now, I was nervous about that because using WordPress and using plugins, there's a lot of little finicky things that can go on and break with like plugin updates and theme updates and all that. But I needed to do it and I needed to teach it because that's what I was transitioning my membership sites over to. Well, I did that in 2019. Now going into, once I did that and Membership Method 2 was over and like all the training was finished, then I had a lot of people with a lot of questions about things related to plugins and theme settings and stuff that I didn't know the answers to. because I had a developer kind of help me do the changes, and I gave everyone like all the plugins and stuff that I had. But when plugins were breaking, it was because plugins were updating, like the plugin developers were updating them and the theme developers were updating them. So then it was just an ongoing mess. So then I was like, well, crap, I'm got to pivot again. For myself, for my own membership site, because I don't want to keep building a membership site on a platform that's constantly changing. So then I went out and I did some research, and I found a platform that has just blew my mind with membership sites, and it's called Ghost. And I did my research. I talked to a lot of people that were using Ghost, nothing but great things to say about it. So I went ahead and, well, I'll just show you all. This is where I'll do some show and tell. So for those of you that don't know, my strategy right now moving forward, and I'm actually, the membership site that I have that I'm moving over onto Ghost, I'm not even going to really be spending a whole lot of time with that membership site, because Alphapreneur is taking all of my time, and it always will moving forward. So, but I still have a lot of paying members for my membership site that I built over the last few years, which is in the health space called Health Confidential. So I got to keep servicing those members. I got to keep publishing new articles. I'm not just going to shut it down, but I need to get it on a better platform. So then I decided to create membership method 3, which is, I'm also calling like membership method 2020, because it's in 2020 is when I'm doing it. And it's going to be about transitioning and getting everything over on Ghost. So I went ahead and created the training leading up to building on Ghost. But then the last like 2 weeks, I didn't release any new content or trainings yet. And the reason for that is because I broke Ghost like in a significant way, where I've been back and forth with their tech team, like Ghost's developers, to fix problems that I found that they had. And then I had to go back and forth until they finally fixed the problems. Now the problems are fixed, thank God. But that's why I've been silent for a while, because I am not going to switch to anything else but Ghost. But the problems are all fixed. Now everything's moving forward beautifully. So I want to show you kind of where I'm at with things and give you a visual, so you kind of see what is happening on my end, and then why things have been delayed, and then moving forward, you know, when's the rest of the training coming out, because I'm not just abandoning it. So anyway, the strategy is, if you go to a place like Wall Street Journal or Financial Times, New York Times, Forbes, any of those places, and you go to an article, the way it works is that there's a title of an article, and there's literally only like a couple sentences. And then it's like, to read the full story, you got to subscribe or sign in. Then you got to you can view your options. This is how all the articles are on these major news publications now. And it's been like this for years, which means it's working. It's not like they just switched to this style and it's not working anymore. Or you're not wondering if it's going to work or not. It is working, and it's worked for a long time because they've stuck with it for years. So I transitioned my membership sites over to this style in 2019 with WordPress, and it's doing really well. But WordPress, I just don't like the platform, because there's always updates and tech stuff, and I don't want to have to always bring developers in all the time. I've got thousands of customers that have bought membership method. I don't want them to have to deal with tech headaches. So that's why I switched everything over to Ghost. So now that on Ghost, the way this is working is that, well, to show you, this Health Confidential that you see now is on WordPress. And just to show you, that I drink my own Kool-Aid, if you go to any of the articles on here, the way it works is like, you go to an article, and then I'll drive traffic to an article like this from like Quora, Pinterest, all kinds of places. So people come here and they start reading an article, and then it fades out and it says, to read the full report, you got to subscribe or sign in. And then it says, continue reading with a Health Confidential membership. Notice it's exactly like Wall Street Journal. You got to subscribe, sign in, continue reading. So I used the exact same structure that's working, but I can't keep teaching this because it's all on WordPress, and just too many finicky things go wrong. And I feel bad if there's someone going through my training and then they get hung up and I can't help them because the plugin developer made a change, and I don't even, it's hard to, you constantly have to stay on top of it. So I switched over to Ghost, and first, before I even show you that, this is, for those you don't know, this is the platform that I'm now building Health Confidential on. It's all on Ghost, and it's, the way it works is if you scroll all the way down, there's a new section or a new feature they just added called paid memberships. Now, I should have known this. The fact that it says new, that's why I was breaking things, because I was pushing their platform to the limit on what it can do, and then I was stuck. And then I was already introduced Membership Method 2020 and letting everyone know, like, hey, you're going to watch me do this live as I go through the steps and release the videos. It's me doing it. I shouldn't have done it like that. I should have just kept my mouth shut, got all the training videos done, and then just released Membership Method 2020 and said, hey, surprise, here's Membership Method 2020. But I didn't do that. I messed up and said, look over my shoulder. But then I hit an obstacle, and it wasn't an obstacle. I hit a brick wall. And then it was weeks of nonsense of dealing with ghosts. And then I finally got them to, everything's fixed on their end and it's working now. So now that it's working, I'm moving forward. But this is what Ghost is like. So if you ever just want to go to ghost.org and take a look at it, it's beautiful. So what I did, so where I'm at now, just for all you that are wondering when new updates are coming with Membership Method, they're coming. I don't want to give an exact time because I've given times and dates before, and I wasn't able to meet them because of things that were not in my control, and I felt horrible about it. So where I'm at, I'm just going to show you where I'm at, and then you just know where I'm at, and know that the trainings are still coming. I'm not abandoning Membership Method. They're coming. But what I have to do now is get all of my content and stuff from Health Confidential on WordPress over to Ghost. And inside of this, if we go here, this is literally in the last 72 hours, things are fixed to where I have a green light where I can move forward now. But to show you how simple, just to kind of give you a peek at the simplicity moving forward with building a membership site, it's amazing. On using the technology and what Wall Street Journal and everybody uses, using that same strategy. So the way it works is, let's say you want to do a new post. So you do a new post. I got 3 in here because you see 4 hours ago, I was in here working on this. So because all of this just got available for me to do. So you would go in here and then you would write an article, or actually here, I'm not even going to show you an existing article. Let's just say a new article. So you would come in here and then just put in a title, start writing your post, and then you would upload an image to just say like whatever you want or just upload. Here, I'll show you what I'm doing. So I wouldn't even upload an image. I would click this little icon. I didn't even know what this little icon was here. So I click on this icon. And I'm like, holy moly, they have an account with Unsplash. And then I can so if I'm doing something about like keto, I could just type in keto. And then all these images are freely available to me through Ghost. So let's say I want something, I'm talking about, keto recipes, and it's like I pick this picture. So I just pick that picture and hit insert image, and it's like, so I got my image. And as far as access, you say, I just want to make this for paid members only. And then you write a little excerpt, and then that's it. You hit publish. So it's so simple. So anyway, that's what the backend looks like. But now what I'm doing, now that everything is green lighted where I can like start adding content to it, I'm not going to create training for, I hate to say this, but probably for at least a week is when you're going to see the next training for Ghost come out, the training you're waiting for, because now I have to put all my content in Ghost and build everything out and make sure it doesn't break again before I do the training on it. So this is what the front end looks like. This is like it blows my mind how beautiful this looks. So you come to, and this took me, I would say 15 minutes to set up, like what you see here right now. So you come here and then you can see like all of your articles that you have for your membership site. And you can set some articles to be free, some articles to be premium, which are paid. I'm making them all paid right now. So when someone comes here, let's say the ketogenic diet, a detailed beginner's guide to keto. So you click on that, and then you have this beautiful image that you saw in like one click I got from the whatever account Ghost has with Unsplash. You get all these beautiful images for free, so you don't have to come up with your own images. And then you come down and notice, exactly like the Wall Street Journal, you have your title, you have a couple just sentences, and it's like to continue, you got to subscribe or sign in. Now, actually, before I keep going through on this, I saw a couple of you were saying this is pretty advanced material right now. I'm not giving you like a training. I'm just giving you a look into my world, like what I'm doing, like where I'm at right now with where I'm at with the membership method, the new training that I'm doing for people that bought membership method. Like you can't even buy membership method anymore because I'm not selling it anymore. So if you don't have access to membership method, I'm like you don't even, Like, you don't need to be here. You could take the rest of the day off, but I'm just showing you like over my shoulder, like where I'm at and why I'm doing what I'm doing. Is this all making sense? And is this okay that I'm showing this to everybody right now on like a free coaching Friday? Just let me know. Okay, good. So we're good. So and the templates and all that, I'll show you in a second, because it is free coaching Friday. So I guess you have a question, I got to answer it, right? So the template that I'm using on Ghost. So if you go to, here, let me leave. I get too many tabs open again. TikTok, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so you go to ghost.org, then you scroll all the way to the bottom there, and I'm going to teach this inside Membership Method. You go to the bottom and you go to Theme Marketplace. The theme that I'm using is Weiss Pro. It's WEISS Pro. And it's a black version that shows here. But look, on my site, all I have to do is, here, I'm gonna get rid of my WordPress versions. On the site, you hit the dark mode and you can like toggle dark mode or light mode on off. And this is not me doing it on the back end. This is like what visitors to the website can do to the site. So, so that's what it looks like. It looks like it's a black theme, but it's not a black theme. It's a darker light mode theme. So good question, Janice. All right, so let me just finish showing you like where I'm at. And then again, this is probably, I wouldn't even say, I don't know if I'll even have this Ghost training out next week. I'm aiming for next week, but I don't know if I will, just because it all depends on how long it's going to take me to get stuff into the back end of Ghost. But look at this. So, yeah, I still got more tabs open. Holy moly. Okay, so again, the format, you have a couple sentences, and then to read the full story, subscribe or sign in. Well, with Ghost, the way it works is that you have your title, and then this area I'm highlighting, that's your excerpt. You only have 300 characters to make available to people that are not a member to come to the article. Now, this is where I was battling with Ghost in their development team, because this wasn't even an option. If you wanted to make articles on your membership site for paid members, which is what the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times and my whole method for building membership sites, you tease people with some content, and then if they want to join, they got to sign up to get the rest. They didn't even allow that ability. They just said, well, you can make the title available and they can come to the page, but this excerpt was not visible. It just says you don't have access, but if you want to upgrade your account, you can see this. I'm like, no, you got to make it where we as publishers can say something about the post. And then I use the example, like the Wall Street Journal, like they start off with some sentences to get you excited. So anyway, we finally back and forth got it to where across all Ghost Ghost period, you can now have the excerpt visible. And then this is by default. This isn't like some fancy coding you had to do. So this 300 character excerpt is going to be like the cornerstone of all of your content that's going to get people in your membership, because people are going to, when I get into showing you in Membership Method how you can like drive traffic to your membership site and all that, I'm going to recommend driving traffic to articles you set to be free that are like full blown, like beautiful articles, and you have links within your articles that send people to more advanced pieces of content. So you're kind of like interlinking your stuff. So you have a long, beautiful article, but then you say, oh, if you want the detailed guide to the detailed beginner's guide to keto, click here to view our article here. And then they come here and then they read your excerpt and they're like, ooh, I really want that. And it's like, oh man, to access all of our content, you got to sign in or sign up. But check this out. This is where Ghost got me in a good way, where it's like, oh, you got me. Like I'm a customer for life. Is that if you hit sign up, it takes you to where it says, and by the way, all these graphics and stuff, I didn't create this stuff. This all comes with the theme that I bought. So when you click sign up, it says put in your email address and you hit continue, and it doesn't take you to a payment page it doesn't take you to where you have to where you actually see the payment options. They send you an email, and I had this somewhere. Oh, I closed my email down. That's why. Hang on. I gotta find an email. One second. Where was it? Okay. So they send you this email, Oh, no, that wasn't it. That was me sending, that's my ghost support tickets. You don't want to see those. So they send you, so when people, and this all happens through Ghost automatically. So if someone gets to one of your like paid pieces of content and they click to sign up, then they put in their email and it says, hey, thanks for signing up for Health Confidential. Use this link to complete your sign up process. And then they hit activate my account. That link then takes them to the payment options page. But the thing is they didn't see payment options anywhere yet. So you were able to collect an email address and build a monster email list within Ghost before they get to the payment options page, which is something I didn't even teach in the previous version of Membership Method because there was too many plugins and integrations and APIs and stuff that no one could understand. So I didn't even teach it. But in Ghost, this is all like done automatically. So you can build a massive database of emails before they get to the payment options. And then to get to the payment options, they get this email that says like activate my account. And they're like, ooh, okay, I'm going to activate my account. And then I already clicked it, so it didn't take me where it goes. But what it does is it will then take you to the payment options page. And let me show you that, like how that looks. So I'm logged out of Ghost. So hang on, let me log back in. Sorry, I wasn't even planning on like giving you this deep of a update on like what I've got going on, but I thought it was helpful. I thought it would be helpful. Okay, so to set up like a payment, like to make your whole Ghost install, like where you can accept payments and all that kind of stuff. Look at this. So you go to Labs, and then all you have to do, you have this toggle switch. I'm not going to toggle it off because I don't want to break it, but you just slide it over and say, I want to enable members. I want to take some payments. And then they're like, okay, well, you need to connect to a Stripe account. So I just connected to my Stripe account. If you don't have one, in one click, you can sign up for a Stripe account. Then you set your pricing, $27 a month, $297 a year. That's where my pricing's at right now. You can make it $7 a month and whatever per year if you want to. It's totally up to you, but you just put your pricing in there. And I allow free member sign up, which allows people to put in their email address before they get to the pricing page. So I can build an email list with this. And that's it. You hit save member settings. Everything else is done. All the pages are built. All the stuff you saw was already all done. So, but it took me, I don't even know, probably 50 back and forth in my, like 50 conversations back and forth, like me typing messages, going back and forth with Ghost to get it to where it could be like this simple. And I thought it was this simple, like before I even signed up for it, but it wasn't. There's a lot that was missing. That's why they put the members thing in the labs section, which they don't tell you about when you're on ghost.org's main site. But anyway, that's where I'm at. So I didn't abandon Membership Method. There is new training coming. I don't want to give you an exact time the training's coming out because I'm like deep up over my head in Ghost right now, trying to get all my content ported over into Health Confidential on Ghost. So when I do the video and do put in new videos in Membership Method, everything's already been battle tested and I didn't encounter any weird brick walls that you would encounter before you would do it. So it's not going anywhere. Like not going anywhere. So anyway, that's, so that's it. Ronald says you should get Alphapreneur members option and jump in MM. Membership Method is a $1,500 program and I can't just give people that like are in Alphapreneur access to Membership Method. That's not fair for the people that bought Membership Method. So, and I don't want to get new people in Membership Method just because like I'm trying to stay hyper focused on Alphapreneur, but I know I need to finish off Membership Method, which you can see I'm actually doing it. But it's just taking me a little bit longer because I got a lot on my plate right now. Like all these hours I spent today on the live stream took me away from all the other stuff I'm doing. But it's fine because I dedicated doing these live streams every day of the week. So Thomas says, how many steps do you think would be in MM 2020 right now? We're in step 13. I would say, I don't know, after the Ghost, it depends on how many steps I end up doing for Ghost. I'm hoping there's only like 2 steps that I have in there that is about setting up Ghost and configuring your theme. And then after that, I would say maybe 4 or 5 that are about like marketing strategies. But I'm not going to go like super deep on the marketing strategies because you already have all the marketing training from the other 2 versions of Membership Method. So it's going to be kind of like a repeat of the previous marketing things. Really the meat of what you're missing that you don't have from the other sessions is setting up Ghost. So once I do that, it's like smooth sailing, because it's just me recreating, how to, if you want to promote on Pinterest, here's what to do. If you want to promote on Quora, here's what to do. And I'm just going to show live how to do that and send traffic to your site. Lifestyle and Air. I did not see your question. I'm sorry. Regarding Ghost. So if you can ask that again, I will see it. Tony says, so there will be no fading out feature like the article, like the Wall Street Journals have been hiding to have that feature. You don't need that feature. No, there is no fading out, but you don't need that feature because you use the excerpt box in Ghost to show what people get when they're not a member. And again, all this will make sense when I actually do my training for it. But again, I'm stress testing it myself before I do the training. I don't understand your question, Thomas. Can you create the 2018 and 2019 into MM 2020? Don't know, but you don't, because as I get through the trainings in Membership Method 2020, like when I'm done with that, it's all fresh and updated training. So I'm just saying anyone that might have access to 2018 or 2019, it's there if you need it. You're not going to be missing any steps. Yeah, you won't be missing any steps. I will make sure in 2020 you have everything that you need. Okay, so that's everything for now as far as the questions, and then for Ghost. And we've been here for over 2 hours, which is super long. So what I'm going to do is a winner announcement. So what I want to do is move on to, if you enjoyed today's talk, what I want to ask is if you can come back to this after it has been published, because you can't do this during a live stream, and leave a comment below. And then share this video with a friend that you think will enjoy today's talk, because I don't charge for these live streams. I don't charge for being here or anything like that. So my only ask for you is to leave a comment below, because it'll help me understand how these live streams are going. And I read them every morning. And then also, if you can share this with a friend, is going to help just kind of, it's just going to help everybody. Because if you can get a friend to come join you on these live streams, then the more people that are going to get into these live streams live, which means more questions we have, which means more answers I'll give, which means we're all going to come together and grow together as a family. So that is all I ask, is to leave a comment and share this video with a friend that you think will enjoy today's talk. And by doing this, I have what is called a winner's wall. And a winner's wall is all the people that from previous live streams I've done that has left a comment that I've chosen that I really liked. Then I give them free lifetime access to Alphapreneur as my thank you for supporting the show. So I'm giving you, I choose, I was about to say I'm giving you all, but you get a car, I'm picking one person every day on my live streams and give them free lifetime access. So today's winner is, drum roll, Natalie Foltz. And I think you were here earlier. I hope you're still here. But Natalie Foltz yesterday said, from yesterday's live stream, posted, everything is possible. Chris has been so inspiring to learn from. He has so much knowledge and insight into the online world. He has really has a big heart and is changing the world with Alphapreneur. I'm happy to say I'm an ambassador. Thank you kindly for all you are teaching us. Blessings beyond belief. Thank you so much, Natalie, for leaving this comment. So you, my dear, are getting free lifetime access to Alphapreneur, which is incredible. So if you are here, I will give you a second to just say that you're here in the chat so I can see you. But if you're not here, then I will make sure that when I do see you, because I do see you show up on these live streams, make sure that you get free lifetime access to Alphapreneur. So you have officially been added to the winner's wall, and you can see everybody in the chat is giving you a nice warm welcome. So man, I really hope you're here, because I know you were here before. So again, if any of you enjoyed today's talk, again, all I ask is that you just leave a comment below, and then once this live stream is over, and then that way you can get free lifetime access if I choose you. And Natalie is here, and she's doing a little happy dance. So Natalie, hopefully this kicked off your weekend to a great start. And as always, be sure to send an email to support@alphapreneur.com, so that way we can set you up with free lifetime access. If you don't already have access to Alphapreneur, we'll get you an account for free. If you do have access to Alphapreneur and you're paying to be a member of Alphapreneur, we will cancel your billing, so that way you will always remain a member and never be billed again. So that is my thank you for supporting the show. And again, for anyone else that wants a chance to win free lifetime access, I please just ask to leave a comment below so I can see you on this video, and then share it with a friend that you think they'll enjoy today's talk. So that way we get more people in here, because again, the more people that are here, the more people that we can help. So again, that's everything that I've got for everybody today. So I hope that you all, have a wonderful weekend. And if you haven't done so already, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. And then I will see you all next week on Monday, which is when we're going to start all of the Canva training. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.